Welcome, friends, crafters, guests, and subscribers. This is Jurgita, and my channel is all about different types of crafts, including so far the big part is stitching. So today is December 1st of 2024, and as usually in the past few years, I'm starting the month with one of my big projects, full coverage. It's called Spoiled Child, patterned by Astra. And I'm stitching this on an 18 count Ada, full access 2/1 with DMC thread. So the pattern is 450 by 514, which would make 231,300 once it's done. Right now I have 81.9% done. And each month I have a certain amount of stitches that I'm hoping to do to be able to finish this sometime next year, hopefully before the mid-year. And I'd love to do 4,000 stitches. So let's see where we're gonna start. And this is what the row looks right now. We can see the doggy here, part of like biggest part of the head is stitched, and part of the shoulders. So I'm gonna be doing, like, let's see, it's below the lady's finger here. So I'm gonna be just concentrating right now, I guess, on this area, and perhaps grab the part of her, like I don't know, what is that, overskirt perhaps, and a skirt to stitch in here. And I do in the groups of about 2,000 stitches. And as you can see, I don't do parking right now. I'm just kind of feathering out and leaving below and to the side my stitches. And this way it looks a bit cleaner, although in some pieces I still do parking. But I'm gonna work my way, and I know I'm not gonna finish by the end of this month the whole row, because it's way too much, and I don't not gonna have a lot of time for stitching. But I'd love to do the 4,000, so it would be less and less left to finish it next year. So a lot of dark colors, gonna be nothing very interesting. So I guess I'll come back to you when I've done section, unless something interesting will pop out, and then I will show you. So I'm starting my December, and I'll come back to you after probably almost a week will pass till I finished the part that I wanted to finish. So while I'm at the doctor's office waiting on the husband's procedure to be done, surgery, all by myself in the waiting room here, decided to work on this, take time to stitch. And I think this is correct way. Yep. So this is where I'm gonna start. So still lots to go, and this is my start. We'll see how much I can do. And I did end up playing with this for a whole 7 days, and I made more stitches than I was planning to. So let's see what it looks like. Looks like I have pretty much a whole backside, most of the body of a dog done in here, and just a little bit of tail will be left curling up underneath. And when you look at the picture, this is pretty much where it stops, and will be this part next time. So I don't know how it happened, but in those 7 days, I thought I would get maybe like a half of the amount that I actually did. So I was very happy. And there's just this area left, but I don't think I could continue, because I wanted to do some more finishes and perhaps even FFOs. Um, plus with all the birthdays and health checkups before the end of the year. And tomorrow, was it tomorrow or day after tomorrow? I can't even now remember. My husband will have some procedures, so we're gonna spend at the hospital property pretty much most of a work day, and I might take something small there to stitch in the waiting room, and we'll see what that's gonna be. But I think this is where I am gonna be leaving my spoiled child at the end of this year. I did not finish the end. I guess I could have set all other pieces aside and stitched it until it would have been done, but I think it's okay to leave it like this. So January probably will be this picked up, and then being finished later on in a few other months. So this is where is my spoiled child, and again with this bright overhead light above, colors are way brighter than it's supposed to be, and than it actually is. Camera does that, and we'll see how it looks. Perhaps before the end of the year, I might even, for whip parade, might even open the whole thing up, unroll it, but we'll see, because then again, I would have to do just this area and again roll it up, and maybe I'll just leave it like that for the guessing, because in a couple months later, we would be able to see the whole finish. So my spoiled child by pattern by Astra, I'll have a link below if you want to purchase it, and this is what it looks like right now. So I worked about, I don't know, 4 days perhaps, 3 full days, more halfway full days on this piece, and let's see, I'm sure you'll see big difference. So what it was, just a couple like circles with little couple flower buds. I've done pretty much majority of basket stuff in here. I even started to stitch like a satin stitches to make a basket in itself. These flowers, like those burgundy flowers, have white DMC in the middle of them, and just it was a mix of different like greens and several blues and a purple. I love the purple, how the weeks that works changed the color on itself, and there was like this light blue slight change, but the purple was changing, and this burgundish color, yeah, I think it's called Romance Weeks That Works. So you see, it's all one thread, but how it changes from a darker to a lighter. And the same was in here, so we can see what I'm talking about, like in this part. And I did not the back stitch yet, and just did this main frame. And of course, there's going to be a little bit of back stitching in this area to put in, and a little cross of I think 413 in the middle where the needle's going to go in. And there's going to be a lot of like a framing to do, and then the wording. But for the framing, there's going to be partial, as you can see, like specialty stitches in here. So you have to do all the excess, and then you on the top, you do a lot of a back stitching. So there's still a lot of that left to do, even though it seems like I'm almost done. But the framework itself is going to be taking a lot of my time, and I don't think I can finish it unless I work pretty much until the end of this month, this year, if I want to finish this piece. But I'm gonna stop at this point, and I guess it's gonna go in year 2025, where it's gonna be finished for sure, and hopefully even FFO'd then. So take time to stitch. It will take for me some time to finish stitching it, and this is the outcome of my December's stitching on it. And now I've decided to pull out another full big coverage. It's called Lilith. And I'm stitching her on a 25 count Lucas fabric. doing a half stitch. Total should be about 161,730 stitches. And my printer did not print a whole height because it's a skinny and long. The size, I can't remember what it, 270 by 599. So the printer cut off the height enough, and I started this one in mid-December of 2022, so 2 years ago, and just kind of starting to put in more stitches. And as you see, I've done just a corner there that you can't even see where it goes, like a blue flower here. It's just like somewhere there. So I love the colors that popping out in here. Here is her horns, I guess. And this flower, I think, is where it's kind of starting in this area. So I'm doing it half stitches, like I said, and it's going to take me a while to stitch this long piece. 1% is 6,617 with a little bit. So I'm just gonna continue maybe this way or that way. I'm not sure which way I want to go, but I have only like a couple of days, so I'm hoping to at least do 700 half stitches. So we'll see how what I can do, because I don't have much time to stitch lately. So any stitches that I can do is looking good. So just when I backed out after done a piece, this area, I saw like a chain in here going on. And as you can see, it looks a little bit uneven. It's because I decided to add a couple same stitches repeating on the top and on the side later on. Only decided on that, so I'm filling in when I get that color. I'm gonna just fill in the couple more rows in here. It's for the framing, so I wouldn't frame even more main picture. So I'm just adding a little bit off to the all four sides. So that's gonna add more stitching for me, but it's okay. It's all the same color, just for the framing purposes. I wanted to make sure that none of the fabric is gonna peek out. So this is where my Lilith is, and right now what you see is about 3.55%. So it's not very wide piece. So I think like edge is right here. So it's not very wide, like 270 stitches only, but it's going to be twice as long. So lots of work to do, and we'll see what I can do. And after a couple of days of stitching, I actually got more than I was planning to. So what you see on my screen is what the whole picture should look like. So this is a long, long one, and now you can see the whole picture in here instead of just cut off. And this is what I've got. So this would be like a middle line right here, and you can see like a starting to take a shape. This, I don't know what creature's skeleton would be in here, but you see like some kind of gem in the middle, and the feathers and the horns coming out. So those are the horns, like I said, and it is looking like some kind of a chain link hanging up there like a jewelry. And as you can see, I went a little bit more down and started to fill in kind of things in between. So slowly was moving, but also moving down, especially since this was repeating on two sides once I reached the middle. And that's why I just was going until like I would finish the thread, or it would be too far down to count. But that's the middle part, and this is what it should look like. So just going like about here, and you see this color is going to change, and it's very similar on the other side, but not exact, because you can see I guess the snake head is coming in here, and there's like a Medusa is going to be in those places. But this is what I got for a couple of days stitching, and I'm gonna set this aside, and it will be only next year that will meet with this lily. Fabric and Threads Needle Art. We have class in here, and you have all kinds of neat stuff. She's adding more and more things. Superwash, moonshine, wool, alpaca, silk. Look at that tree, pretty. They offer classes of crochet, knitting. Look at that. Yarn.
Yeah, we're gonna head out. Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Knit picks. So they're slowly expanding. Stained glass. We have some cross stitch slowly adding. They have private classes, and they do warm up America. Amazing place.
Okay, here we go.
You can do crochet, gnome, little stocking, snowflakes class for free. They have a fireplace, very, very cozy, and a beautiful hand-dyed yarn.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas and nice meeting you.
Thank you. Have a good
And a cross stitch.
And then you'll match
They should be, yeah.
together. Have you matched stitches? Okay. All right.
Got silk tweed. Oh, look at that color.
If you have double pointed needles, you could do them. Okay. All right. Thank you. If you have
We
any
have a
questions,
class sitting room, and here is the owner lady.
figure it out together. All right. Thank you. You're welcome.
Is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you. Is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Keep my guy is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Like a landmine. They're everywhere. Walking. Well, all the holidays are over. The guests all left. We had a great time. And the only minus was that, like, on a Christmas Eve, since the like a morning, I had a huge headache and like with the nausea even, and I couldn't just enjoy the whole day, even though we were not planning to cook that evening because we were celebrating birthday of like a nephew's, and we had to order out. But the next morning we were in a full cooking mode. My husband was doing some meat smoking outside, and we were cooking in the oven and stove like a for seemed like for a half a day until it was our meal time. And headache kept going on. Today is 28 already, and the headache is still kind of lingering. So it's not fun at all. But the all the holidays went well. We exchanged all the gifts, and I got a lot of cool, mainly crafty goodies that I wanted, and some of the things I even forgot that I put on my wish list. So the family listened and got me stuff. I think I'm gonna do December like a purchases and gifts video separately, but I wanted to show you that I have not stitched practically at all in those days, but I was again in the mood for FFOing, for finishing some things. So one of the things was this dimensions kit, and it came with the glass, the matte fabric threads, and these clips. It's my first kit like that. And I washed it and I soaked in a very, very long time. And there's still a little bit of the redness showing up from these bright red threads. And the way it was said that the mat had to be like with the tape attached to the back part. There's several layers, as you see, like a matte cardboard, and that gives a little bit dimension in between. And then you needed to use your own tape. So I had double-sided sticky tape. I did that. And then it also, this stitch piece needs to be attached to it. So I had this score tape. It's called Sukwang. And the camera just does not want to cooperate with me. But it's also double-sided, but it's a stronger tape. So I use that. First I position, make sure it's all good, and did one tape because you can position. I love this tape. And you position on one place, and then you can peel off the top when you want it. So I try to make sure that it lines up here on the bottom evenly, and the sides in here evenly. And the only thing also I needed to provide is 8x8 white paper, because between stitch piece and this cardboard, there's nothing. So I needed to put in my own just a plain white paper. So I did that and put it all together. And I took a few moments to figure out that these clips need to be just like that. You hook it and then press this here, and make sure this side is clipped in those things that I needed to punch out. So done that, and now I can just put in any stand, and even though it's after Christmas, but this is already FFO'd for the next Christmas. There's no other framing is needed. And if I want it, I can always change the whole thing. I can get my own like a mat and piece if I want it, and just pop those out. So that was FFO. Then I was pulling out these little things that I've stitched from magazines, and it's on a plastic, and somehow girl just disappeared because I stitched a gingerbread boy and a girl. And I just got brown color foam, not a foam, but felt. It's a regular synthetic felt, not a wool felt. And I used this Aleene's tacky glue, just spread around, and then I carefully with scissors, once it got glued, because I made sure that it, and all around to the edges of the white glue is spread out. And then carefully with the sharp scissors, I was cutting all around the edges that foam. And now I need to find the girl, because she probably got scared and hid somewhere suddenly. Though I remember when I was looking for the felt, which color to pick, because there I had quite a few choices. Should I go like a pinkish color, light brown, or dark brown? And by the time I picked the color, then the girl just disappeared. So I have to find it. As you see, I did not put anything like to hang it or stuff. I've done that a lot to my other ornaments. I think I'm gonna get just a simple like metal hook and just kind of hook into that, and it should hold. But this is, you can consider it done. And for similar was for this. It was again from the magazine stitched. I did that over one to make it smaller. I still need to do a little bit on the top to look at much nicer. And I just got the red felt for this. I think I got glue in here. I need to clean off. So I left a little bit unglued in here. So if I wanted to like sew it up or glue something on to make it like a hanging ornament, I can do that. So that's almost done. Then I went and picked fabric for several of my leftover dragons. There's just, I think, like 2 left not finished. So like for this bubble, I found sort of like a bubbly fabric, neutral, and only thing is left to do is finish up the edges here so you don't see these threads. And last night I finished up this, as you can see. Found this ribbon when one of the crafty stores was going out of business several years ago, and I thought that it's appropriate colors. I had 2 small rolls of this, like a braid, and that works perfect with the light blue colors in here and the pinkish colors. So need to figure out how to hide in this part. Maybe I'll put like a ribbon or like a little cloud or something. Still need to do, although some of those flowers look like butterflies, but I'll attach something before getting a hook. But for this, I found in my stash fabrics, like I get a fat quarter of the different types of fabrics, perfect for my ornaments. And I thought this is also like a color-wise, a little bit pinkish, and flowers, kind of summery style for my summer dragon ornament. And as you can see, it's poofy, quite poofy, because I did not tighten a lot when I was squishing it and sewing it up at a part. But this is done, and these are fully done except those hooks. So this summary, and I was thinking what I should do, but since I had like a purplish dragon butterflies in here with the flowers, so I thought these depends where you look, it's not always blue. It gives kind of burgundish color shading with the white as the clouds. So I decided to put these sparkles like that. And this one is, I don't remember, is that January or December dragon? And I found this fabric that I thought it goes well with the stars that are not pure white but more gold. And I got this fabric piece that has like a gold snowflakes in here. And that's what... camera. That's what I've decided to do. And it took me a while to figure out how to get which beads exactly to work, because gold, yes, and this I liked with the darkness in here, but they are pretty big to be right next to each other. So I found like a color changing uneven beads like this, and I just did between each other, and I think it's working out well. It's extra sparkle in here for the big holidays. So 3 are done like this, and like I said, couple extra left. I also finished up one of my Rusty Bucket series pieces that I've stitched, and I had a plastic in there like it was suggested to put in. Sometimes you can see a little bit shiny all the way through. And I've stitched that in 2022 and just now finished before New Year. So I had my own supplies to use, and for that I had this classic Celebrate twine with like little silver threads interwoven, I guess, in that, like a wrapped. So I've decided that it goes well with the theme. It's like more rusticy look, and it also that is little silver, never hurt anybody. And this is how it turned out. A little bit got bulkier in here. I guess I should not have put it in there. I wonder if I can just, I'm gonna turn a little bit away from this bulky part, but it's all done. And now I have several buckets. One I'm using in here for all my pans, like a Easter one bucket. And actually this is not like real rust, in case you were wondering, but it's painted like that, so you can rub as much as you want. It's not a real rust. It just made it to look like that. And I think for next Thanksgiving, I'll be able to use this bucket to put out something in there or some kind of decorations. So I'm very happy that I finished another one, and I have one or two more from a Rusty Bucket series projects to stitch. They're all stitched with hand-dyed threads. So that was fully finished, and then I was looking what to do because I just finished recently my Mr. and Mrs. Delicious, and I thought about doing in the pillows, but then my eye kind of stopped with this. It was the package of 3. I don't know if it was like a dollar store or Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's, one of those places. It was 3 pieces. I thought to try out to see if my Mill Hills would fit in that. It's unpainted fake wood in here, and then I measured up, and those Mr. and Mrs. Delicious fit quite well. Right now I just kind of made poofy, as you can see, and they're just put in. Let's see which one is easier to take out. I just kind of shoved it, got a little nice acid-free cardboard like formatting, and kind of loosely tightened this up to just sit so it would be poofier, because if I really made it tighter, then this would have been, I think, way more flat. And it fit perfectly in this thing framing. Still thinking what color I should perhaps paint this and maybe decorate. I think I'm gonna do some kind of like a ribbon or something, Thanksgiving-y at least colors in here, and maybe attach something. So if you have any suggestions what color the frames should be, let me know. But like I said, this was very cheap, this quick decision, and I think I like how it turns out. This way I can put on the little stands at the table. It fell out, so I'll need to definitely put something to hold it in, and they could then be on my Thanksgiving table. Mr. and Mrs. Delicious, as you can see, I put in my initials and the year that was made in 23, started and finished, and this one was started in Thanksgiving 24th year and finished before end of the year. So they're both all done. I need to kind of even out before it I fully finish. But this is what I've done in these, and I'm very happy with that. So those were my kind of creative process days that I had a chance to do it. And there's a couple more projects that I want to FFO before the end of the year, and I'm rushing to do filmings and need to do end of the year videos, all of the reviews and things like that. So not much time for me to do the stitching, but I'm very happy that I'm progressing in my FFOing, and hopefully that will be my lesson to try out next year, perhaps to, once I finish stitching, maybe dedicate some time to FFO, because some of the projects were finished long ago and never FFO'd because I just wanted to stitch and stitch more, but now I can set these out in the public viewing area in my house and enjoy it. And I'll have to also look which month, which dragon was done for. So I have to review either my very old videos or posts that I had with these dragons to figure out. So this still needs to be gone around, and I have some ideas already for that, and a couple more dragons left, and all 12 will be done. So that's it for my many days of non-stitchy but FFOing work. So by the way, for these were pretty good. I got it from my mother-in-law, and there are different size, like circles and squares. It's made for quilting, but for this size ornaments, I had the fabric cut just slightly around this big one, and then when I wrap around my little cardboard, that was like a perfect sizing, so I didn't have to like try to draw around and figure out the sizing. So got something else working with this piece. So everything that I've had like for several years now, it's coming out as useful, so that's great. And we'll see what I can show you next. My December is not fully done yet, so just hang tight for a second. For me, it's going to be a little bit more, and we'll see what I decide to do next. And I managed to do another FFO. So I've just recently showed you probably a few minutes ago how I did the back, but decided and picked on the beads that I wanted to use. Those beads I got yesterday too in the store. And this time I decided to go two-tone, like a green to stop with the grass. And then kind of neutral, sort of pinkish, violetish color to go up on the top. And I think they match quite well. One place at the end, I had to kind of squeeze a tiny bead in to fit in the pattern, but I think it looks great, and this is what it looks like. So another ornament, monthly dragon ornament, is FFO'd. And now I missed my girl ghost or ghost girl, and since I did not stitch last month, I wanted to make sure that I stitch at least tiny bit in December. So here is the beginning of the big row. As you can see, my fingers can't even go full span, but just gonna work those half stitches this way, her face in a bigger size and not as bright. So this is my biggest piece, and I'm hoping to stitch some at least by the end of the year, and I'll be doing more probably FFOing hopefully to get it all done, but just gonna start working in here and we'll see how it goes. This is 25 count Lucas Stramian fabric. Holes are well manageable, good big holes. So I'm enjoying stitching it. I am not marking any. This is pre-marked fabric, and this is where I'm gonna start at the end of this year. And I guess I'll see you in a couple of days with results. In Michael's, we have this loops and threads, and look what I found. The prices are not not the cheapest, but it says that's cotton floss needles, and there's a distributor. Is that like a new dimensions? We have this scenery too, very interesting. And all kinds of kids. And today is very last day of the year, December 31st, kind of early afternoon, and it's very rainy, cloudy day, so it's above freezing point. Not very wintry seasons as much as we hoped, at least to celebrate Christmas or New Year with some snow. But that's the way it is. So I'm gonna continue stitching today tiny bit for this piece. As you can see, I filled up the hand practically all the way done. Started a little bit like there is another butterfly in here because the same colors was in this part, so I continue in that. And as you can see, I've been filling out her hair that's falling over her facial features. And for the rest of the 2025, for a whole year, I'm pretty much going to be doing the whole face in here and a little bit like of background at the very end, but pretty much the whole year is going to be spent stitching her giant face in here. So I'm very happy to say that I already passed 30%, 30.3 I think percent, and I've done so far like over 4,500 in here, although it's kind of hard to see for you because the piece is so big. But you can kind of see the shading in here, like the same it was this way. And this is, I think, when I'm gonna leave you with this piece. So I'm already planning new videos. Like I said, I'm gonna do separate video for my December goodies, stitching, non-stitchy, all kinds of crafty stuff. I already printed my list for next year, my whip list and possible starts. I'm gonna talk more about in a different video of my plans for next year. I'm changing my routine slightly, so you'll hear all about that. And let's see what else. I'm gonna be putting that in my planner so I would know. So overall in December, I worked on 8 projects. I had several finishes and I got a bunch of FFO'd. So maybe I'm going to be able today to do some FFO. So fingers crossed that I'll be able to do that. That would be great to kind of scratch off another piece of my to-do list. And I need to get a sip of my coffee. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope that you got plenty to watch and enjoy, and I'm curious which of those projects were you expecting this month, or if you just want to leave like a little smiley face as a comment or a little flower, that's super cute too to see. And thank you all for sticking with me through this month and throughout all those years. I don't even remember how many years I've been doing that. Is that 8 years or something, the videos? And I always try to find some new ways to work on my projects and do the different types of videos. So I'm going to be talking about some of that also on my yearly review. So until next time, this was Jurgita saying bye-bye.